So, I've been thinking it would be funny to do a how many places can I knit in a week? It is Thursday. So, I'd be giving myself till next Thursday. And I think I'll rate the places. I live in the city, so there are quite a few options, and I just thought it would be fun. Be a reason for me to get out and about now that I'm unemployed. So, I'm going to pick my sock yarn. And as much as I really like to pick this bad boy, the label for which is not as attached, it's over here. I bought this in Moab, but I believe it was dyed in Cortez, Colorado. I love Moab. Driven through it 2 times on my way to and on my way from California. I bought this and it was expensive. It's by Woolly Lizard Hand-Dyed Yarns and Fibers. I bought this color because it felt very Moab-y, you know, the desert, the oranges, but I want something I can knit on without looking at, and I want to look at and appreciate this. So my thought, because it needs to be not too splitty as well, so I can, like I said, knit on it without looking at it, is that I'm going to, excuse me while I pull this out of the Wool Warehouse bag. I'm going to use this paint box sock yarn that is self-striping. I have knit 1 pair of socks with this, but I gave them to my friend for Christmas last year, my bestie, Sydney. Love you, queen. Because they were too small for me, and I thought she would appreciate them. So I have enough yarn left for another pair of socks, and the colors are fun and self-stripy. So, you know, this feels like a good choice. It's not too splitty, so I can knit on it without looking at it. I like 9-inch circulars for my sock knitting for the most part. We're going to do a simple pattern, but yeah, that is the plan. That's the plan for this week. So we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to knit a toe-up sock, which I don't think I've done before. Maybe I did it at some point, because I'm going to try and use all this yarn. I mean, if it's way too much, I won't. So I waited at the beginning. I'm also trying to do an afterthought heel, which I've also never done before. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm doing Judy's Magic Cast On. I have a pretty average foot, so I'm starting with 28 stitches. I'll switch to my 9-inch circular when I get to the main part, the foot. That's what it's called, the foot. But for now, I'm just using my size 1 long fixed circulars that I have just for socks. So I finished my toe. It went pretty well. I'd say I put it on my 9-inch circulars instead of my magic loop. It's still a little tough to knit it like this at this point, but I don't really, magic loop is not my favorite. It's annoying. I'd rather cramp my hands doing it. I've been watching a knitting podcast from Danish Musings. I believe her name is Helle. That's probably not the correct intonation of like Danish way to say her name, but she's a very sweet lady and I really love her videos. She's so soothing. But for rating this place to knit, I rate this a 10 out of 10. The amenities are excellent. There's a couch, there's natural lighting, there's snacks, there's books, there's TV and internet. For my own home, knitability, 10 out of 10. Absolutely. Now let's go try somewhere else. I'm leaving the house armed with my knitting, my Kindle, and a whole lot of hope, and my water bottle. Just thought you should know. Let's go see what we can find. I'm going to be honest with you. I just did almost walk out of the library without checking my book out. By almost, I mean I walked through the barriers and it turned red and made sounds at me. And I had to, in shame, walk back in and check the book out because I was so deep in my knitting thoughts. And I feel like that's what the silence of a library does for you while knitting and reading. I'd rate that experience an 8 out of 10. It was nice. Like, if I just wanted to chill and silently with my thoughts and my book just knit all day long, it wouldn't be a bad place to be. There's only a few comfy chairs at my library. There's a lot of table seating. I sat at a table first. That was okay. It wasn't super uncomfortable, but then I was around all sorts of people doing work, and I felt like I should be doing work. And considering I'm unemployed, I do not have work to do. So, I knit, and I'd rate the experience an 8 out of 10. Now I'm going to knit in the park. And I don't have a tripod, so good luck with these shots. I'm back from the park and I rate that experience a 6 out of 10. Keep in mind, it is February in New England. It's like mid-30s, so it's not too bad, but I definitely wasn't hanging around there for a long time. And the only options for seating are metal benches, which do kind of make your tuchus a little cold after a while. May experiment with another park later this week. Starbucks knitting experience, 7 out of 10. Pretty warm, all right vibe. I had a table to myself even if it was small. So, all right. So this is the part where I pretty much completely lost my mind. I thought it would be funny to go knit outside of Harvard. I was wrong. It was like 25 degrees out and it just snowed. So I thought my butt was going to fall off. But here's that. So 0 out of 10. Winter was a very bad time selection. I'm literally gonna get frostbite on my butt. Oh my gosh, bad choice. So this is me knitting and walking, which I do not think is my thing. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10 and give my cameraman a 1 out of 10 because he did run into a sign while filming this. Towards the end of the week, I took the bus up to Maine to visit my family, and I did a little knitting on the bus. I would have also taken a video of me knitting on the tee on the way to the bus, but the tee was on fire, so I did not take the tee. I took an Uber, and there was no knitting in the Uber. So this is me on the bus. So in the end, I believe I knit in 9 places. Keep in mind, the only one of these places that I had knit before was my own house. But I had a good time trying out a bunch of different spots. Knitting at the nicer coffee shop was really nice. Knitting at the library wasn't too bad. I just had to find the right seat, I think. And once it's warmer out, knitting outside will definitely be great. But knitting in the snow was not too bad. So thank you for joining me. I really enjoyed our time together. If you like this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Let me know where you would like to try to knit or wacky places you have knit. And I hope you have a great week. Thank you.